There's a certain kind of person in this world who walks differently. Not louder, not faster, not better, just differently. They move with an inner rhythm that belongs only to them. They choose their path quietly. They make decisions based on their own compass. And they feel at home in their own company. These are the independent ones. The people who don't always rely on others. Not because they don't need anyone, but because they've learned how to hold themselves before asking anyone else to hold them. Today, let's explore the psychology of independent people. Not to judge, not to label, but to understand the emotional truth behind their strength. Because independence isn't coldness. It isn't distance. It isn't ego. It's something deeper, softer, and more human than most people realize. Independent people often grow from a place of self-awareness. They know who they are. They know their limits. They know their values. And the more they get to know themselves, the more they realize that peace comes from alignment, not approval. They're not trying to prove anything. They're not trying to impress the world. They simply choose a life that feels honest to them. A life where their decisions come from clarity, not pressure. A life where their space holds meaning, not loneliness. A life where freedom is a form of emotional safety. But independence usually comes with a story people don't always see. Some independent people learned early on that relying on others led to disappointment. So they became their own anchor. They found stability inside themselves. Because the outside world felt unpredictable, it wasn't strength at first. It was survival. And over time, survival slowly transformed into confidence. Others grew up in environments where they had to be the responsible one, the one who solved problems, the one who had answers, the one who stayed solid when the people around them were falling apart. These people didn't choose independence. Independence chose them. And now, as adults, standing on their own feels natural, almost effortless, like breathing. Some independent people simply love solitude. It doesn't mean they dislike others. It doesn't mean they avoid connection. It means they recharge in silence. They think clearly when they're alone. Their inner world is rich, colorful, full of ideas, dreams, and quiet reflections. Solitude, for them, is not emptiness. It's nourishment. And once someone tastes that level of inner peace, they protect it fiercely. Independent people often struggle with one thing: letting others help. Not because they reject support, but because they are so used to being their own solution that asking feels unnatural, sometimes even guilty. Their heart says, it would be nice to receive help, but their mind whispers, you've got this, you always do. And so they keep walking alone, not out of pride, but out of habit. There's also a sensitivity inside independent people that most people overlook. They don't want to be a burden. They don't want to weigh on someone else's shoulders. They don't want to cause inconvenience. So instead of reaching out, they hold themselves together quietly. To others, this looks strong, but internally, it is gentleness, a desire to protect the people they love by carrying their own emotional weight. Independent people love deeply. They just love silently. Another psychological truth is this: independent people value emotional freedom. They don't want relationships built on dependency. They want connection built on choice. They want love built on respect, kindness, communication, and shared values, not obligation. They want relationships that feel like partnership, not possession. They want to be with someone because the love is right, not because they cannot live alone. And this makes their love incredibly pure, because when an independent person chooses you, they choose you from strength, not loneliness. Independent people are also very introspective. They analyze their emotions. They observe their reactions. They listen to the small voice inside them that many people ignore. This self-awareness creates a calmness in them, a grounded energy that feels almost peaceful to be around. They don't chase. They don't force. They don't beg. They understand that what flows naturally is meant for them, and what disconnects was never aligned in the first place. But independence doesn't mean they don't feel pain. They do, deeply. They just don't always show it. They process it inwardly, quietly, in the privacy of their own space. Their healing is silent, but powerful. Their growth is invisible, but constant. Their journey is internal, but transformative. This is why independent people often appear calm, even when they are carrying storms inside them. At their core, independent people want something simple: to live in a way that honors their inner truth, to love without losing themselves, to grow without being controlled, to give without being drained, to be surrounded by people who respect their boundaries instead of questioning them. Independence, for them, is more than a personality trait. It is a form of emotional safety, a form of identity, a form of self-love. And embracing independence doesn't mean rejecting connection. It means choosing connection mindfully, deeply, intentionally. So if you're someone who prefers to handle things yourself, who feels at home in your own company, who doesn't need constant reassurance, who finds peace in independence, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not cold. You are not distant. You are not too strong. You are simply someone who learned to trust yourself. You are someone who found freedom in your own hands. You are someone who knows how to stand without needing to lean. Your independence is not a wall. It is a foundation, a solid ground that lets you love freely, live authentically, and walk through the world with quiet confidence. Speech ballooner, you like this too? Do you feel understood hearing this? Do you see yourself in these words? Someone independent, self-sufficient, but still deeply emotional inside. If this sounds like you, you're welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might help someone else realize that independence is not loneliness. It's self-awareness. It's inner strength. It's the ability to stand and the freedom to choose who you walk beside. And always remember, your independence doesn't make you hard to love. It makes your love more intentional, more meaningful, and more real.